One of the things that you're going to hear us say a lot, it's a standard in this academy, is that you've got to know your numbers. You'll never meet a successful business owner who doesn't know their numbers or won't agree with me here. Okay, so the North Star principles are, the belief shift is that your duty as a business owner is to know your numbers. But I'm not good with numbers. Guys, trust me, too bad. You're a business owner, bit of tough love here. This is your job now, okay? It's a simple skill for you to learn. Otherwise, you'll continue to stay stuck and feel disempowered. Now, listen, this isn't about not having an account. Like, you'll have an accountant and there's definitely more like ninja things to know. But for right now, we've got to know, like, I want you to be able to, like, at the drop of a hat, if I call you and go, all right, dude, how many leads did you get last week? You'd be like, all right, give me 2 seconds. And then you can look at your numbers. Okay. So 100% of our best studios with record revenues right now, every single month, like, they know their numbers. They know their numbers. They know where their gaps are and they know what they've got to do next. So I don't care how bad you think you don't know about your numbers. Keep your head in the sand, won't fix them, okay? So I want you to also, like, never, this is a big fat never outsource the accuracy or the ownership of your dashboard and weekly numbers to, like, a VA or your manager. Like, this is your business. Take responsibility for it. Your numbers are so crucial. That is, like, the real truth about what's going on in your business. You can get someone else to do it, but the accuracy, there's no one else to blame but you for the accuracy of the numbers, okay? So the next thing is, it should only take you 5 minutes. Now, remember, when you walk through the training, yourself or someone who's doing the numbers needs to do, like your assistant needs to do, is 5 minutes a night is to fill out the scoreboard, which is like what happened that day, so that when you get to Friday, it only takes you 5 minutes to fill out that dashboard. If it's taking you an hour, you're totally doing it wrong. Track the daily scoreboard so you can track the weekly dashboard, and too busy is, it's not an excuse. We'll go through that in a second. This is an absolute non-negotiable. Do it for you, do it for your team and everyone who's counting on you. And then do it so you can extract maximum value from this business and from our program. Because that's, otherwise, if you don't do your numbers, my coaches, I'm not paying my coaches to, like, ask you to do your numbers. So they can't coach you if they don't have your numbers, okay? So we can help you best when you do your numbers. Now, why is tracking your numbers so important? Well, I'm sure you tell your members this, by the way. But anyway, when you fail to track your numbers, you're completely flying blind in your business. It's the equivalent of driving a car without a map, right? Or without all the little dials on your dashboard. I used to have an old car. Well, I've got an 85 Bronco now. When the dial doesn't work, I'm literally, like, hoping I'm not speeding. And I'm bloody stressed. And I don't know if I've got any petrol in there or not. I've actually, there's a photo of it, I've broken down in the tunnel because my fuel ran out, but I didn't know because my fucking fuel dial was broken. So that was embarrassing. Studios, and I'm going to say this again, just in case, just for the cheap seats out the back, if you didn't hear me, studios that thrive know their numbers inside and out and never miss, okay? So what we want to distinguish here is the brokies versus the winners. So brokies make these excuses, honestly, and they're going to still stay broke, and they're going to be in the fucking paper because their studio shut down, and they're going to blame the government, they're going to blame their HQs, or they're going to blame cost of living. No. Brokies, feels hard and is extra work so they don't fill out their numbers. I'm too busy to fill out the numbers. I'll only look at my numbers when things are going wrong. Or when things are going right, rather. My results are bad and I don't want to look at it. I'm not good with numbers, so I don't do it. I did it once and then became inconsistent. You know what the winners do? Literally the opposite. I'll do anything to keep improving. Knowing my business numbers is a top priority and I always make time for it. It will be hypocritical for me not to track my numbers when I tell my members to track their fucking macros every single day. What gets measured gets improved, and I'm going to make my numbers my strength, even though I'm not good with it. And I'm a winner and I'll never miss, because I know that the difference between professionals and everyone else is that the professionals never miss doing the basics. And this is the basics. So here's a step-by-step guide to completing your weekly numbers. First thing is, I want you to grab this dashboard and create your own copy, file, make a copy, and then you'll find a scoreboard tab where you track your daily numbers. It takes you 5 minutes a day, right? Where you type in your intro sales, your membership sign-ups, your rollovers and cancels, and it works out your net growth that day, and then your daily member number and your daily rolling revenue to create your weekly average. And then once a week, so this is daily, and then every Friday, you complete your dashboard by running the relevant reports in your membership software, and you take the data from your scoreboard and then you pull that across into your dashboard, okay? So like your scoreboard is your daily view, and then your dashboard is your weekly view. And then you submit your numbers to us on a Friday via this jot form. Really simple, team. And then use your numbers to review where you're at in KPI versus outside of KPI. and therefore what you need to focus on. This happens every single week, okay? This happens every single day and every single week. So now when we come down to interpreting your numbers, the rule that we used to have in our studio is 1 week is a fluke, 2 to 3 is a trend. So don't panic yourself based on one bad week. It's no way to live, and it's no way to run a business. And you're going to panic your team. I used to do the same thing. So most of the time, the best thing you can do is stick to your plan. But if you're noticing a trend, then you need to address the leak, okay? So here's the trend. So you're rolling 30. Now, if it's red, revenue is going backwards month on month. Orange is it's kind of flat for more than a month. Green is it's trending upward month on month. And superpower is where it's trending upwards week on week. Now, if you're net growing but your revenue is stuck, check your suspensions. I bet they're high. And high meaning more than 10%. If no net growth, identify where your handbrake is below. It's going to be because you're not making enough sales, or you're not getting enough leads, or you're not rolling over, or your churn's way too high. So we're going to check all this down below here. Suspensions, 15+%, that's red. Orange is 10 to 15. 9 or lower is green, and 5% or lower is superpower. Segment your suspensions, understand where they're coming from, and get them to come back. We've got specific training on that. Lead flow, red is here, orange is here, green is here. This is per week. And superpower is that you're actually getting 40% of all your leads from your organic. If not green, focus on this guide here on managing and scaling your campaigns to make sure that they're actually performing for you and that you're spending enough money, to be honest, to get more leads. Your sales conversions, here are all the benchmarks. If they're not green, submit a sales call recording and identify if your gap is like you're not getting to the leads fast enough. Is it you're not following up enough? Is it when you do get them on the phone, you're not nailing the script? Or is it something else? And then once you find out what that is, just fucking intense. Like put some intensity on addressing the issue. And again, we can help you with that once you submit a sales call recording. Rollover percentage. Red is if it's sub 50. Orange is there. Green is there. Superpower is there. If you're not green, do a self-audit and understand whereabouts you need to improve. Average visits, we want to get that to sort of 3 or above. If not, complete the 5-star session scorecard. There might also be something else going on behind the scenes. Dodgy trainers, all that kind of stuff. But complete the scorecard review as a good place to start. Churn, we want to get that sub 5%, 2 to 3%. If you're not there, do a self-audit. What are you missing? And then attack. Now, net growth, where we want you guys is growing at net 3+ a week. Okay, we want you in this range. That's what we call the green line. That's our standard. Now, if you don't, do you have a weekly target that you're actually shooting for? Are you reverse engineering your rollovers to hit 80%? Are you hitting all these other things up here? If not, set one, right? And if yes, which of the KPIs is your gap? And start there. Guys, you've got to actually attack the numbers. I know you guys get busy during the week. There's lots of shit on, it's business, okay? But we've got to focus on really making a lot of noise around hitting these metrics so that your result, it's the outcome of these lead measures. So these are all the lead measures, and the lag measure is like the net growth or loss. So if you're not net growing, it's because these are out up here. Now, the order which to work on them is like lead flow down, like from here down. Because you could be nailing your sales conversions, but if you only got 2 leads, then like you're still not going to go fast enough. Okay? So your homework to implement this is block time in your calendar to do your daily scorecard, so your daily scoreboard and your weekly numbers, and then to do this review. For us, it was like, okay, we did it every night. We did it on Friday. And then on Sundays, Benny and myself would meet and we would talk about all this. We would do all this. And then on Monday, when we had the captain's meeting, that's when our captains at all the different studios that we had understood what the targets were for the week and what the focus is for the week in order to make sure that we reverse engineer our net growths. Complete the scoreboard at the end of the day, dashboard every Friday, submit numbers to us each Friday, your time, and then, review the numbers every single week. That is how you get into the winner's circle, and that is how you absolutely know your numbers like a pro that I know that you are.
Completing your numbers or the Win the Week report every single Friday, okay? This needs to be done every week without question. It is a Geronimo non-negotiable standard, okay? You've got 3 days to complete this between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Australian time, to complete this report. Sunday night, Australian time at midnight, this is locked out. You're done. You can't get access to it again, okay? You can complete your Excel spreadsheet, but you won't be able to submit the forms to us. So go into school, download the form, create your own copy, okay? When you download the form, you're not going to be able to do your adjustments. Create a copy, name it your studio. I've named this one ABC Studio. Then you're going to want to go through and complete the form. It's pretty straightforward. Pick the week that you're on now. All you need to do is put in your rolling 30-day revenue. What is the total revenue over the last 30 days or 4 weeks? Okay. Let's say this one's $20,000. Auto pay members. These are the members that are on direct debits with you, your memberships. Okay. This is not your class passes or your intro 10-pack passes for the Pilates and yoga world. Okay. This is direct debit members. So that will vary based on what your studio is and how you sell and what you're selling. Okay, so let's say I've got 100. Suspended members or members on hold. So looking at those 100 members I've got that are on direct debit, how many of them currently are on suspension or hold? Let's say I've got 5. All right. You're then going into your Facebook spend. What is the total you have spent for your ads in the last 7 days? So go into your ads manager, find the current campaign, scroll right across to the amount spent, $285.05 in the last 7 days. You can see what you've spent maximum, but you want to know the last 7 days. That's what's important. So go to the last 7 days. Let's call it 287.5. You then want to know how many leads you've got through Meta over the last 7 days. So go back into your ads manager. Looking at the last 7 days, I know that this one here has 8 leads. So let's just call this 8. Organic leads. How many organic leads have come in through walk-ins, through friends referrals, through social media, sell by chat, website, things like that? Okay, let's say that we've had 5 sales for the week through there. Number of sales you've had. How many of the 8 plus the 5, how many of those sales have I had this week? Okay, this is where you're going to get your sales conversions. So let's say I've had, 7 sales. I've got a 54% conversion rate, which is excellent. Okay. That may not be the case. Let's say it's 4 sales, 31%. Excellent. Let's say I've only got 1 sale this week. We're now at 8% conversion rate. We're in the red. We need to get that back above the 30% to be in the green, 40% to hit the Geronimo standards. Okay. So that's a key focal point for you to manage and look at. Your net gain and loss will vary each and every single week as you're filling this out based on your sales to direct memberships. Okay. As you've sold people into your intro offer, as they're rolling over into that long-term paying memberships, you want to see this 100 increase. We don't want to see that decreasing and having churn. If you're getting churn, we want to make sure it's below that 4% each week or each month. All right.